Hi there. To follow up on a tasting I did the other day of the white wines of Alto Adige, I thought I'd have a quick look at a red. So today we've got a Lagrein to try. Lagrein, one of the indigenous varieties of Alto Adige. Evidently it's descended from the Rufosco grape variety. So Lagrein along with Schiava are the two grape varieties particular to Alto Adige, this sort of region centering on Bolzano in the mountains in northeast Italy. What Lagrein tends to do as a grape variety is it looks a little bit like a Cru Beaujolais in terms of its structure. And it ripens really well in the sort of the beautiful sunny conditions that you get on the sun-drenched hillsides around Bolzano in the summer. So you've got here a wine that's got really sort of good colour. It's not particularly opaque, but it's actually a very darkly pigmented ruby red colour there. Not particularly showing tears on the glass there. It's not a huge wine. The variety makes a wine that sort of has nice clean fruit, is fresh, is easy drinking, and is a good good match with food in terms of the way that the acidity cuts through fats, and the quite firm tannins can complement them and play against them. Lageder, quite a well-known producer from the region. They export widely. They make a very large range of varietal wines and blends from a number of vineyards in and around this area. I think they've got about 120 hectares. That makes them a fair-sized producer, although nowhere near as big as some of the cooperatives, of course. In terms of tasting it, as I've said, you've got a deep ruby colour there. On the nose, you have quite a sort of a drying, almost sort of tobacco leaf note overlaying black fruit, almost like black cherries, but maybe not quite that juicy. Maybe more damson or bullace. That sort of slightly more astringent black fruit. On the palate, the wine has noticeable acidity from the outset, which lifts the fruit very nicely. It gives it a lovely length. It's not the world's most complex wine. It may have a tiny bit of oak, but there aren't oak flavours. There's no cedriness. It's probably more a question of toning down the tannins through allowing exposure to oxygen through an old barrel. The tannins are firm, but they're not gripping. There's an astringency and a dryingness, but the fruit comes out from behind them. As I say, a relatively sort of simple fruit flavour, but intense. There's again, it's that sort of the black fruit, the damson, the bullace, and a nice length of finish. The body probably medium. It's not a huge wine. And the alcohol doesn't intrude. It's about 12.5%. So nicely balanced. And as I say, with a sort of a dish of sausage or something like that, that would go really nicely, or with pastas, and a nice, not necessarily a simple drinking wine, but a quality drinking wine that'll lift food really nicely. So wherever you are, cheers.